So I thought I'd do something a little different. Hi guys, I would like to combine my crap car and my my town. So this is my crap car, my 1992 Ford Festiva, which I love dearly. It has never let me down, cost me 300 bucks and gets 45 miles the gallon. So my crap car takes me all over my town, Twin Falls, Idaho. Behind me is the visitor center, and one of the most famous attractions of Twin Falls is the Perrine Bridge. Right there. This is the only bridge in America that you can jump off of with a permit, without a permit, any time of year. Mostly people just do it in the summer though, because it gets colder in the winter. So Twin Falls is most famously known for two things: having the bridge you can jump off of any time of year, and this is the spot right there where Evel Knievel jumped his rocket across the canyon in 1974. And then in 2016, a couple of yahoos built this ramp and launched a rocket just like Evel Knievel's and actually made it. So here we are on the other side of the canyon where Evel Knievel would have landed, and it have a great shot of, this is Pillar Falls, Snake River Canyon, Snake River, and then you've got way off in the distance, you've got Shoshone Falls, which is called the Niagara Falls of the West. And behind me is this really cool chunk of land that you can come out here and do pretty much anything you want. People go four-wheeling, they go ride dirt bikes, they ride side-by-side ATVs, everything. Some people even drive Festivas out here. So you've probably heard about America and their guns, and that's pretty true, especially true for Idaho. Everybody's got a gun, and they all know how to use them, and a lot of people come out to this chunk of property across from Twin Falls to practice shooting their guns. And most of them take it very seriously. I came across this group right here, and they're doing some target practice, so go nuts, guys and gals.
All right, everybody charge your weapons. Range is hot. Fire when ready.
Don't believe everything you hear about gun violence, blah, blah, blah. There's very little gun violence in Idaho. Twin Falls is a very safe community, and the last thing you'd want to consider doing is breaking into someone's house, because somebody like this will shoot you, and it's legal. We're really on the map now because we have our own Tesla charging station where rich people can come and charge their electric cars in 3 hours and make them feel like they're saving the planet. So one thing I got to do is get gas at the best gas station in the area, which is Maverick. They not only have the cheapest gas in town, but they also have all kinds of tasty treats. Let me show you. So inside Adventure's First Stop, they've got about every kind of yummy, delicious treat you could think of. And there's one that I'm sure you've never had. In fact, I've never had it. So it's called the Idaho Spud. So I'll get this off in the mail for right away. 2 for $1. And like many towns in America, everyone here is really, really fat. And where else could we find some really fat people? Walmart. That's a byproduct of freedom. We've got this old, gnarly, industrial part of town that has its own charm in its own way. These buildings are probably turn of the century. That one's slightly newer. Got this bitchin' old grain silo. Lots of history and texture. It was an old railroad hub from back in the day. They still bring cattle and whatnot through Twin Falls on the trains. We got Rock Creek Canyon, and wouldn't be Idaho without a potato processing plant. The houses range anywhere from these teeny tiny buckets of shit, and we have big huge mansion type houses as well. In fact, this one right here is for sale if you want it. Probably only about $650,000. Since Twin Falls is kind of a major hub for all the little towns in the area, we have more restaurants, I think, per capita than anywhere I've been. And since I like to eat, I like that. This is one of my favorites. It's combination Vietnamese, Indian food, little market, and U-Haul rent-a-truck. You know, got it all covered. What kind of town would it be in America if we didn't have our authentic Australian steakhouse? Think I'll go in and order a Foster's. And one of the best restaurants in town, Elevation, where you can eat your meal overlooking the amazing Snake River Canyon. We have a pretty cool junkyard. It's called Jalopy Jungle. It's pretty well stocked. Seems like wherever you go in Twin Falls, you've got old cars. Things tend not to rust here. The air is dry and they don't salt the roads, and so you can still find old little jewels like this little Honda Z600. I'm trying to get it off this guy. Up the road from Twin Falls is one of my favorite places on the whole wide world. This is L&L Classic Auto Salvage, where they've got 8,000 cars from the 1920s all the way up to about the 1980s or early 90s. It is incredible, and their range of cars is incredible. I mean, everything from, there's a Eastern European Skoda to, you know, Model Ts to old trucks to just anything you can imagine. Another great thing about Idaho, 80-mile-an-hour speed limit. That's 128 kph. That's freaking hauling ass, and you can talk on the cell phone while you're doing it. Well, that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed your Twin Falls tour, and I thought I'd end the video with my real car. This is my project car, my 1980 Porsche 928. It's my dream car. I've wanted it ever since I was a kid. It runs. I got it for $200. Spent about another $2,000 getting it running. It's in the process of getting S4 front and rear bumper covers on it. So exterior, it will look like a later Model S4, but eventually I'm going to put an LS in it, so it's going to be badass. So, good day, mates. Throw a shrimp on the Barbie and all that stuff, and we'll see you later.